All right, the major question I get asked a lot from people who want to do what I do, want to make money online with affiliate marketing, or really I've gotten this question no matter what I'm doing. I remember I was doing drop shipping and I would get questions, the same type of question, and that is, how long is it going to take me to get results, right? And in this particular case, we're talking about affiliate marketing. And that's a very hard question for me to just give you a straight up answer on, because I can sit here and tell you what it took me, right? I can sit here and do that, but you have to understand that everybody's marketing journey or whatever business you're in, trying to get involved in is different, right? Everybody's journey is like a fingerprint. There's no two that are the same. So I can literally tell you exactly what I did, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen to you exactly like it happened to me in the time frame it happened to me. So your success with affiliate marketing will depend on 5 things. Now, if anybody's experienced and I go over these 5 things and you think there should be more things I could have talked about, leave them in the comments. It may help some other people, right? But before I go right into these 5 things, what you have to think about before I start getting into this is, what is your financial goal for 2019, or maybe for just life? Are you somebody, that wants to make $100 a day online? Are you just wanting to relieve just a little bit of extra financial stress, and even just making an extra $20 a day would be helpful to you? Are you trying to get to a big level to where I'm trying to scale this up to? I know that my financial goal is to make $1,000 every day by the end of 2019. So based on whatever your goal is, it's going to have a lot to do with these 5 things that I'm talking about that can set you, will determine how fast or slow you get results. Okay. So here they go. So investment is the first one. Okay. Now you have to think of that financial goal that you just, you have, right? If I meet too many people that are not willing to invest literally any money into a business so that they can actually make the kind of money they want to make. Okay. This does start here. It doesn't mean that once you start spending money in systems and tools and resources that all of a sudden you start making a lot of money. It still takes time. But I've noticed that the people who just want everything for free, or literally don't even want to spend, $5 on something, and they want to make, though, I'll get into that in a little bit here. So it's going to depend on your investment here. So in systems, tools, and resources that can help you. It's going to depend on your time, the time you have, or your work ethic. How much time are you willing to kind of put into this, which I'm going to break down in a little bit here. Your belief level on, do you really think that this stuff can work or not? And some people are going to watch this and they're going to think, yeah, I believe in it, but you'll give up very quickly. So the kind of belief level I'm talking about is the kind that I had when I first started this stuff in 2013, which I'm going to go over in a little bit. Also, it's going to depend on your expectation level. This is kind of a little bit in line with the goal that you have for yourself financially. And then also the last one, which is pretty important, the quality of training you actually have access to in whatever system you're in, or whatever, okay? Because you do want, if you are going to spend money in systems that are supposed to teach you like effective, up-to-date marketing strategies, and for a fact you have the money, you have the time, and you have the belief and expectation level, this quality of the training that you're getting needs to work, right? If you have all of these in line. Right? And then there's some people that can have amazing training. There have been things I have literally laid out for people. I'm not trying to make it sound like I just know so much, because trust me, I don't. But I have given people literally exactly what I do, and it still doesn't work for them. Well, because they don't make it work, right? And they end up just kind of getting discouraged really fast, and they don't quit, and they just quit. So, but if you know that you're going to have all of this in line, and really the biggest one here is this time and work ethic. Okay. If you've got this on point, and then you pair this with things that, actually are working, then that's really can speed up your whole process. You're still not answering our question. We want to know, right, the time frame, right? And like I said, I can't really tell you a specific time frame. All I do know is the industry standard is that if you really give your all for 90 days into an opportunity, something can happen. Now, see, there's a lot of lines you got to read between what I'm saying or listen to what I'm saying to you, right? So, you know, when you know that you're willing to invest in legit things and tools, resources, and training that can help you, you know, start somewhere and then scale, when you know that you have a certain amount of time. Now, let me tell you something this time. If you ask Marissa, how much time are you spending, right? People want to know how much time are you spending a day or whatever to make your results. I can tell you right now, I'm spending quite a bit of time with this stuff. And the only reason why is because I'm choosing to, because I know that I have a bigger financial goal. I know I want to make $1,000 a day, right? So with that, I need to really put in some work, and I have the time to put in some work because I do this full time, right? So, you know, a lot of people, you're sold a dream, right? With this affiliate marketing stuff, it's like, oh yeah, you just come in here, you learn some marketing, you get to a certain level, and then all of a sudden it just runs by itself, and you can get paid while you're on a beach. And there is some truth to that, okay? Like, literally, it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, I really was out all day with my little sister. I went shopping. I spent some money, we'll just say it like that. But I also made $325 yesterday, right? So people think of that and they're like, wow, well, look at that. You didn't really spend any time that day. And that's not true, right? The days you see me posting videos, the days you see me posting on Facebook, the days you're seeing consistent emails from me, right? Those are things that takes me some time. So I make these videos. Sometimes it takes me anywhere from 15 to over an hour to even make one video. There are on a daily basis, you know. And then when I got home from shopping and having that great experience, and I saw, wow, I made $325 while I was out shopping. Guess what? When I came back, I still worked. There was a lot of people I had to respond to yesterday. I was dealing with negative people. I was dealing with positive people. I was, you know, and so I still was putting in some work, and I was setting up what I needed to do for today. So it's not that, you know, you just sit back and just watch all this money flow. Yes, it gets to the level where it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, what time of day it is, you're able to make money. But I can tell you personally, I'm probably spending at least 4 hours a day, just being real, doing what I'm doing, okay? And then sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes it's a little less. Sometimes it's a little bit more. When I really hone in on the goal that I have, it makes me, the drive I have makes me want to spend even more time on here. Okay, so that's how much time I'm basically spending. Now, there was a point, you know, if I wanted to be lazy, if I didn't want to care about you, if I didn't want to get back to people, if I didn't want to help people, I could be doing what I'm doing and not respond to anybody, not really do much of anything. I could probably still make the amount of money I'm making, completely just letting my videos flow, letting my Facebook strategies flow, letting my email marketing stuff flow, and completely stepping back. And I was doing that at one point, and that's a lot of what a lot of marketers want to do, is they just want to get to the point where they're not dealing with people. Hey, look, I'm just making this autopilot money, and you're off doing whatever you're doing, and it's just coming in. I could do that now, but I'm trying to get to a higher level. A lot of times I try to get involved in systems that are going to have solid marketing material that people can actually start using right off the bat. And even if I get into something that, like, you know, has like training that's a little bit older, but those same things that they were talking about still work, that's fine. It has to be quality, you know, and I invest in those things. I used to be the person that thought, man, I don't need to pay for any of this stuff. You just look it up for free and things like that. But there's something about when you know that you're serious and you know your work ethic is going to be up, you believe in this stuff. There's something about paying for that kind of information, especially because when you start trying to do a lot of research on your own, there are so many different voices and so many different opinions. There's so many different other, like, the way I would tell somebody how to do something is going to be different from what another marketer would tell somebody how to do something. And so you got all of this, and people end up becoming overwhelmed and confused. Sometimes when you just know you're following one specific person or a few specific people, and they say, I've got a course that teaches this, you know, you just go to that source, right? And it's very direct. It's what they're doing up to date, and there's no confusion, right? And not only that, you open yourself up to networking now with people, and that's kind of what. Again, if you're somebody that's like, I'm not trying to do what you're doing, I'm just trying to make $50 a day, then you can definitely get into things that have quality training that shows you how to do that. And, when you get to a certain level, that money will just kind of keep flowing. I didn't really have any expectations. Now, I'm not telling you to have to not have expectations, but I find that when people are really new to this stuff and then they see somebody like me or somebody else showing results, it's real easy to get excited by that. I try my best sometimes in my videos to be like, look, be excited about what I just showed you. Don't be fooled by my results. This took some work, right? Don't expect to make this amount of money your first week. You may not even make it your first month or second month or third month, right? It just takes time. So in the very beginning stage, when I first started this whole thing, I didn't really have expectations because I didn't really know. How was I supposed to have expectations with something I've never tried? But I understand that people don't have that mindset, right? I just knew I saw somebody really making real money and I was able to reach out to them. They reached out back to me and it was real. And I was like, you know what? This works. I was so, that belief I was talking about, I was so convinced in a sense, right? I believed that this stuff was going to work so well. I just knew it was going to, that I didn't place a time frame on it. Now, for some people that is bad, and some people, like what I went through, is good. I knew it was going to work. So a lot of times when you really don't believe in something, you start placing a lot of time frames on it. And I'm not saying that time frames aren't good, and because I still use them today in deadlines and things like that, but I just know for me, I didn't even know what to expect because I'm like, I've never tried this before, right? So I don't know why some people will start creating these expectations. I'm like, you've never even done this before. How do you know what you're supposed to make in a month? How do you know what you're supposed to make in a day? So I didn't have that. And I think that actually helped me, because I'm a little bit naive to I didn't know you were supposed to have all these expectations and all this. So I just knew it worked. And all I knew was hey, I know if I just keep doing these things I see other people doing as far as marketing, the results will come. I didn't really worry about the money part of it. And too many people are worried too much. Oh my God, I spent 3 days posting Facebook ads like crazy and nobody, you're too worried about checking to see if you've made the money. All I knew is the more I get more leads into whatever I'm trying to promote, the more of a chance I have money, I have to make a sale. And that's really, the leads were the money. The leads to me were the sign that was the proof to me. When I started getting better at marketing and I started saying, okay, I went from getting 5 leads today or yesterday to today, I got 10 leads. I knew that getting more traffic to my stuff through getting into systems that have quality, up-to-date training, I knew that the increase of leads is what was going to lead me to actually making money. So I hope this makes a little bit of sense for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't have expectations, but I will tell you right now, if you're somebody that thinks you're about to start making over $100 a day or even $50 a day and you don't want to invest any kind of money, you are like, I want to spend 10 minutes a day doing this stuff. And you're like, this may work, this may not. You're not that convinced that this can absolutely work for you. And then your expectation levels is too high for all that in line. You won't be getting anywhere. And I don't want to pick on anybody here because I've heard a lot of people come to me and say that they've been trying to make money online for the past 6 years, 10 years. Guys, I can say this. I can't tell you how fast you'll start making money initially, but I can tell you if you've been doing this stuff for more than 6 months or a year, or you've been in this years and if you've made $0, there's a problem with that. There's something that you're doing or not doing that is the reason why you're not making money, because it is not this hard. I promise you, It's not. And you may think, well, look at you, you're at a certain level. You have these followers. I did not start there. It took me like 3 or 4 months before I started making like $80 to $100 like consistently on a daily basis. So for people that claim that you've been on here 5 years and you haven't made a dime, or you've made like $10, there's something you're doing or not doing. There's something you're not willing to do. There aren't boundaries you're trying to push, and you stop. You quit on yourself. You get into things. You try them out for a little bit. If they don't work in freaking 2 weeks or a month, you quit. And if you're somebody that desperate for money, there's nothing wrong. I know, this channel's No Boss Life, and it's all about, not having a boss. But initially, there's nothing wrong to be able to support yourself through having a job until you can actually get something up and running. And once you do that, then you just set it on fire. You invest a little bit more of your money. You invest more of your time. You get better with marketing and things like that. So I do know this, you got to give something at least 90 days to work. All those 5 things have to be in line the whole time. If they're not, and you don't get results in 90 days, well, that's because some of those things are maybe off. Whatever. You maybe weren't as consistent as you thought you were being. Also, there's a time and place to watch a lot of training, and then there's a time and place to like start taking action. So the best thing you can start doing is to learn and then set up a to-do list. I've gotten in a pretty good habit every night on this little whiteboard I have up here. Every night I'll erase what I accomplished for that day, and I write down, 4 to 5, maybe even 6 things that I know I have to do the next day that are only income producing actions. They aren't watching training videos. They aren't watching motivational videos. They're not, reading mindset books. It's like, no, the meat and potatoes of how I make money is I got to do this. I got to do a YouTube video. I got to do Facebook. I got to get back to these people. I have to learn more about or do Craigslist marketing, right? Or email marketing, like those things. And so that's basically it. I don't know if this has helped anybody. Hopefully it has. Hopefully you get those 5 things in line so you can make money as fast as possible. The faster you get those things in line, the faster your results will actually come to you. If one of those things is off by too much, the more of a process you're going to have to go through, and the longer it will take. So that's basically it. I just wanted to put that on here. If you're interested in joining the No Limit system, a thing I've been like promoting mainly right now, there's a link in my video description below. You can click on to join up. I've got some bonus extra training for people who join that the pro level. And yeah, that's basically it. Hope you liked the video. And again, comment what your goals are for 2019, and I will talk to you guys soon.